Amachree, and we're back for the AMAC experience. I'm really excited today, guys, because I have a good friend of mine here sitting next to me, Mactabene Amachree. She's one of the first Nigerians to ever play in the WNBA. She played many years overseas in Turkey, where she got her Turkish citizenship, and that's actually where we met, and we became friends ever since. Welcome, Mac.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
So, Mac, I just want to talk to you today just about some of the things you have going on, what life is like after basketball, what you can encourage young kids to do while they're playing so they can be ready for things after basketball. But let me get a little bit into Nigeria. So just give us a little background on where you're from, what's basketball like over there, and how you came to the United States.
Growing up in Nigeria back then, say basketball is is popular. Not as much as now, but Akeem was probably one of the idols that we look up to. There wasn't a lot of female basketball players, professional basketball players.
Right.
Back then, so I saw tapes. One of my favorite coach, may so rest in peace. Coach Chago had some NCAA tapes, and I think that's about it. So I came on TV every now and then, and he got to show me Charlotte Smith, because she was the first woman that dunked. I think that also inspired me,
I didn't even know
get
that.
into basketball. Yeah.
So you talk about how in Nigeria, women's basketball was not as popular as it was now.
Right.
What can you say is the difference between back then and now? Why is it more popular now than back then before?
I would say right now it's more popular because I'll say my generation, we got a chance to have pros. When I was growing up, we didn't have players that come in to run basketball camps or clinic. I didn't have any of those. It was playing with the guys. I had a brother, my older brother growing up played basketball, and my cousin, actually, that's how I got into basketball. May so rest in peace. Also, so we didn't have that. I actually started playing ping pong, and
I didn't know that.
I actually represented my states. I was decent in ping pong, and somehow I think one of the places where I usually go to play, they moved. Something happened with that situation, and I started fooling around with the basketball that my cousin brings home. And some of the girls that was on the team, they saw me. I was just outside dribbling the ball one day, and they was like, "Oh, you could dribble the ball. Why don't you come practice with us?"
So first you were a ping pong player.
Right.
You go outside one day and say, "Let me just dribble the basketball."
Right, because I used to dribble, like when my cousin brings us a kid, he'll bring the ball back home. He was the one that was playing. I was playing ping pong.
Wow.
So I play around with the ball in the house. Mm-hmm. So I didn't realize that by then I was just improving my dribbling skills by just being at home, messing around with the ball. So one day I was outside and they was going to practice and they saw me. So they was like, "Oh, wow." Like I won't say they knew of me because, it's in my neighborhood kind of like they know I play ping pong. But when they see me dribble the ball, they was like, "Why don't you come practice with us?"
So then how old were you during this time?
10 years old.
Oh my God.
And we have an outdoor court that is not too far from my home. Like from my balcony, you can see practice, because we used to watch my cousin play and stuff like that. So I know basketball. Mm-hmm. I see them go. So, but when they invite me as a kid, since, there was a situation with where I was playing ping pong and they said I could dribble the basketball, I've never practiced. So I just got excited. So when they said, "Come on," I just asked my mom, and I went over, the next practice. And I got encouragement from the coaches, from the players. I said, "Kid, like my hair go, oh, I'm doing something right. Then if I'm doing something right without, having help,
right.
I want to keep doing it."
Because you got to think, that I find that very interesting, because there's not many little girls who just pick up a basketball and just go outside and dribble.
So I went to practice, and first day of practice, I was younger, obviously, it's my first day, but I was already athletic. And as a kid, I was hungry. So whatever I was being taught, I was like a sponge. I was just happy. It's something new. It's not too far from my house. And I saw my cousin play every day. We had a team that was pretty good, the state, by then. So when they encouraged me and and say, at least my dribbling was good at that day, and whatever fundamentals I was taught that day, I did show, improvement, like just first day, because I was hungry. And I was just ready to learn. I was just soaking everything up. So I had positive comments from the coaches and the players. So as a kid, I was just happy when I went home, was excited, and I was looking forward to the next day. And that was it for me. I just went every day after school, or every chance I get. Like I said, the outdoor court wasn't too far from my home, so it was a blessing. Also, and with my cousin, then my brother. Also played. It became a sibling rivalry at some point. Right. When we knew what we was doing, because since I was the female, his friends would tease him about it. And I make one move and everybody would just scream, and he would make a move and it really didn't matter because he was a boy. So like I said, all that just encouraged me. I just keep working hard, and I guess the rest was history. Actually, that year I was able to make the senior team. That year, and I went to a tournament with them. I was the youngest player. Like I said, I was 10.
Wow.
And it was grown women. And just because, like I said, I was athletic and I was hungry, I was just all over the place. And they had a tournament, I think, months later. And I was able to join the team and travel for a tournament. So that was my first experience. And it was very good.
So during that time, did you ever think that you would make the WNBA? Was the WNBA big over there? Like, did you ever think?
Please. There was no WNBA then. I said it was just NCAA. That's it. Mm-hmm. It was, I think, like I said, I saw Charlotte Smith play. I don't think then Meek was playing. Meek probably is a year or two older than me. Me and Meek, we
who are you referring to?
Shamik was, sorry. We crossed
Shamika
paths.
also?
Right, I don't think it's her. It's Charlotte, because Charlotte's a little bit older than Meek. So I saw Charlotte play, but I think I probably saw another game with Tennessee. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking, if it's her when she was in college, because we're about the same age. Also, it's probably that. Because the WNBA came out in 97, and this is 1988.
Oh, wow.
That was the first year that I played. Yeah, I was 10 years old. Yeah, don't do the math, y'all. Don't be over there trying to do the math.
So you actually did get to fulfill your dream and play in the WNBA.
Right.
So which team did you play for in the WNBA?
I'm sorry, I think I didn't respond to your first question. All right. Not in my wildest dream that I thought about playing the WNBA, because there was none then, but I had a dream when I saw the college game. I had a dream of playing there, and at the time, my older brother was already in the United States, so it was like I saw it as an opportunity, or maybe it's almost like, maybe one day I'll get a chance to do this, knowing that I can go to school, playing basketball. So. That gave me something to look forward to.
Wow.
So when I got a chance to play, I got out of high school and I got invited to play on the national team. First, my dad didn't want me to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my dad wanted me to be a lawyer. He didn't want me to play basketball. Mm-hmm. So we was a battle. I got out of school, got in this business. Then my cousin was running this business, so I get dressed, get in the suit, mm-hmm. and I follow him, to the site and try to learn the ropes of the business. And I think he got a good feedback of how responsible I was, mm-hmm. Trying to learn stuff. So, and the coaches was persistent. They just kept coming back and sending folks to the house. And so luckily, my cousin that I was shadowing at the point, he put in a word to my dad and said, to trust me, that he's seen that I'm mature enough, that I'm responsible enough to, handle myself, even though I'm, leaving home. At that time, we're talking about 16 years old. So for a father, not America, that's moving to that's the local team. That's the number one team in Nigeria then, which is First Bank. That's Lagos. I'm originally from River State, Port Harcourt.
And how far is those two cities from each other?
Flight is about 45 minutes. Oh, so I would say it's like a DC, New York type of deal.
Okay, so it's a little ways.
Yeah. Right, it's a little ways. By car is probably, the roads wasn't great then.
So that's kind of tough. Your dad having this, give you up at 16.
Right. It was very tough for
else
him.
And be on your own.
Right. It was very tough for him because even I'm not sure we had a relative then that he would say, okay, you staying with us, but that means I have to be under the team. They have a place for the players to stay, and being on my own at that age, for me, it wasn't a big deal, to be honest with you. I was looking forward to it because I started traveling with the team at 10 years old.
Wow.
But that's the funniest thing is, may he still rest in peace. Mm-hmm. I don't think he knew. I think eventually he knew. We told him when I started playing the national team and I got a chance to play pro, I think, when he realized there was something there. What he didn't know was I was in boarding school. Mm-hmm. When we had tournaments, obviously we know he won't let me go. We asked him the first time, forget that he wants me to focus on school. But my mom knew my mom was my rock. I'll get back from practice super tired and my food be ready. Sometimes by the time I sit down, I'm that doggone tired that I just fall asleep on the couch.
Right. By
the time I wake up, I'm basically half naked or practical naked. She take off all my wet clothes, my shoes, and all that good stuff, and my food is ready. So my mom was, she supported me from day one. My brothers and sisters, they knew. And when we have tournaments, he won't let me go. I'm supposed to be in boarding school, so I'll just tell my mom and my oldest, my siblings, so they will know I'll be in the tournament from school.
Oh, and he wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know.
Oh,
he thinks I'm in boarding school. He thinks I'm in boarding school, but I'm in a tournament, and then I'll go back to school. So, but my mom knew, my permission comes from my mom and everybody else, because we just knew my dad is just,
right.
A hothead.
That was kind of acceptable during that time, because I talk to even a lot of girls now from the Middle East, and they're like, well, I got questions like, what does your dad think about you playing basketball? I'm like, well, my dad loves it.
Right.
So it's still in some other countries, the dads are like, no. It's kind of like looked down upon for young girls to play sports. So to encourage those young girls who still are kind of going through that situation, did your dad ever come back and say, you know what, basketball is your thing. I do think this was something you're supposed to do. Or did Eventually, he did accepted it. I think when I made the national team and went to an international tournament. And we went to Zimbabwe. I think that's my first. We had for the African Olympics. I bought a souvenir towel for him that says it was, Zimbabwe was written on it. So when I came back, I brought it to him. So when I put it out, it was so colorful. It was like the flag was beautiful. And when I gave it to him, he was so excited. You could tell he was super proud of me. And the first thing he said was Zimbabwe. The way it was written on the towel, and we was all laughing because he could tell he could hold it. He was proud of me at that point in time, but it's not like he looked down on sports or whatever. He just wanted me to be a lawyer. He wanted me to be something, every parent wants something for their great for them. And one of the things that he told us, he said, if I'm the most successful person in the family, that means I haven't done my job. So he wanted to make sure his kids are better than him, because he did okay, in his own way. And that's one of the things that he told us, and I'll never forget that. So I love that.
Him pushing, being an adult now, understanding where he was coming from, I didn't hold that to him, because, why wouldn't a parent want his kid to be a lawyer, or one of them to be a doctor, and this is the thing that he was talking about. If he was a businessman, if he has a kid that's a lawyer, he know he can get in trouble and get out of it or whatever, defend himself. So
absolutely,
I think that's where he was coming from. But
cool.
At the end of the day, we here.
So let's get up to the WNBA era. So what WNBA team did you play on?
Initially, I was brought here by the Phoenix Amachree. We got a chance to play with Coach Gilliam. I think Sharon Miller was the head coach then. I came in a little bit late because I was doing well overseas and my team was doing well. So by the time I get here, training camp is almost gone nowhere. And my visa situation also took a toll. So I got a chance to fly, straight from, went home to Nigeria to get a visa, and then got to Phoenix. And that's one of my funniest experiences. I thought it was hot in Africa. It was hot in Nigeria. I was sweating like a dog, whatever. And then I got on the plane, and when I got off the plane in Phoenix, I thought something was wrong. I'm like, they dropped me off. It was like you in a bus. I thought somebody dropped me off the wrong location. I said, this is not the America I saw on TV.
Right.
It was,
especially Phoenix.
Phoenix was hot. I didn't think there was any place that was hotter than Nigeria or Africa. Phoenix was so hot, I thought I was in the wrong continent. I about to turn around and go back in the plane. I was like, something is wrong. I don't think this is it until I saw, I think it was Eileen, one of the coaches or the manager or the coordinator for the team that had my name. That's when I knew I was in the right location. It was that hot.
Well, we all know Phoenix is very hot. It's a dry hot, so probably a hot.
Man, it was a different kind of heat. I wouldn't forget that day for nothing because I seriously thought I was in the wrong, like true story. It's funny now, but yeah. I thought it was, I was in the wrong place. But so Phoenix, and after Phoenix, I played for New York, nice. And after New York was Seattle,
very nice.
And then Washington was my last stop. Mm-hmm. I got my passport. I think after the season in Washington, my knee was bugging. Actually, prior to that, playing overseas, during that time, at that point in time in my career, I was playing overseas. Mm-hmm. I was playing on the national team, and I was flying. That was in 2000. Forward, I started playing pro in '98. So I was playing all year round, obviously, and
that's tough.
And I think my wear and tear was showing on my knee, so. I called the general manager, which was Linda Hargrove then. She was, real good. We had a great relationship, and she was fair to me. So I called her and told her that there was no way I could make it to training camp because my knee was messed up. That I didn't even finish the season. My team was in the finals, but I barely played at that time. Do what I was supposed to do for my team because it was hurting. Even though it was from the previous season, I was able to. With the doctors, we were to find a solution, exercise and stuff to do to strengthen it. So I did play that year. We won the championship, came and played full season in Washington, went back to play on my national team, who won the championship to go to the World Cup, went back to Turkey.
Wow, that's a lot.
So it was like the knee carried me for like 4 seasons and finally gave out. So she understood and I went and took care of it. And after that, I think I got my Turkish citizenship.
Right. And how many years did you play in Turkey?
Probably 15, 16 seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that's a lot of seasons. So you speak pretty much some adamant Turkish.
Yes, I try.
Can you say one line for us? Give us.
Seni seviyorum.
Nice. And what does that mean?
It means I love you.
Oh, wow. That is awesome, guys. So not only did she play in the NBA, she played 15, 16 seasons in Turkey, has a Turkish citizenship. So she's come a long way, definitely coming from Nigeria. So, tell the audience a little bit about what you're doing now. I heard you guys did great. You're the assistant or the general manager of the Nigerian national team?
Right. Right now, I'm the general manager of the Nigerian women's national team. It's kind of like a transition into the other side of the business. I've always been on the court for almost 30 years, about 30 years. Now, I'm behind the scene. It's a little bit different. I miss playing. I know that's one of the questions that folks are going to ask. Yes, I do miss playing. But I'm excited about the new position opportunity because I see while playing, I see some of the loopholes that I thought we could improve it. So when the opportunity came up, we have a new president that is a forward thinker, and he has a great vision with the board. And I've known him since I was a teenager from back home. So when I got the call, I was honored to jump on it to see how we can improve our national team. And from when I was playing, we got a chance to, play at the Olympics. Won the first game at the Olympics, play at the World Cup, but we didn't get a chance to win any game. And in Africa, like no teamers has gone past the first round. Mm-hmm. Put that way, I'm not sure if any team has won a game at the World Cup. I have to double check on that information. But last year, we assembled a team that was very competitive, and God's willing, by God's grace, we got a chance to not only win games at the World Cup, but we actually went past the first round. So we made history last year, and
that is great. And nobody thought you guys would go that far,
right? Nobody thought that, but we knew within us. Sometimes when you believe in yourself and your ability, the team within, we knew we were set to do something great, something different. That guy was it was the timing, the talent that was on the ground, the management, just everything. Everything just felt right. When you felt like you have a moment, we knew we had a moment. We just do our part and trust God, and behold, we went out there and we shocked the world.
That is awesome.
Right.
That is awesome.
Right.
Well, Mac, I want to thank you for coming on the AMAC experience and everything you're doing on and off the court that you have done. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience that they can look forward to? Or is there anything they can do to help support the Nigerian national team? Anything of that sort?
Right. First of all, thank you for having me. And last year when we was preparing for the World Cup, we had our camp in Atlanta, Georgia. And we was here for a month and change, and we hoping to repeat the same thing this year. Awesome. And next year, because we're preparing for the tournament to qualify for the Olympics. We hope, and we pray that we get a chance to represent Africa again, the continent of Africa, at the Olympics next year. Even though we have to play on paper, we're supposed to be the number one team in Africa right now.
Right.
But you still have to play games when it comes to basketball. So we hope that fans, maybe you don't know about us, but now get a chance to support us when we come in here, or when we on the road, or just on our Facebook page. Go there and like our page. We have Instagram page. It's the Tigress Nigeria, but the Tigress D, that's in letter D, Tigress TIGRESSNG. That's the same across the board, our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. And you follow our players and see what we're doing. We're going to try to do some more stuff in the community here to make our presence known if we get a chance to assemble the team here again. And also trying to collab with some local companies here. Like I said, hopefully we knock on your door if you want to partner with us, because we are an international brand. It will give you, like I said, we global right now, and we doing great things, and we're looking forward, like I said, to make some noise at the Olympics. Before, people didn't see us coming, but now they know we're coming, and they know we're coming, so we're gonna be prepared. From the coaches and the players, everybody's looking forward to the challenge. But if you want to partner with us, like I said, you can reach out on the general manager. I gave you the address of our page,
yeah, we'll have so guys, we'll have the link at the bottom of the podcast when this podcast comes out, where you guys can donate, support, and definitely support the Nigerian national team. And
one of the things that we're also looking to do is hopefully later this year, we're looking to have, even though it's supposed to be an inside scoop, we're still working on details. Into My Country and Candace Parker might be in Nigeria at some point. Woohoo! For the youth. So, like I said, without giving out too much information, y'all look out for that. And like I said, if you want to join the ride, want to go to Africa and see your royal oats or sow your royal oats, you're welcome to join the trip. Like I said, we can make arrangements for that. So we have the Future is Here Foundation that can you can support, and we can help make arrangements for that also. And what's the name of the foundation? And my foundation, the name of my foundation is the Angel McCarthy Dream Foundation. So we're definitely partnering up with the national team and doing some things there. Really excited. Right, so we're going to try to build some neighborhood courts out there and try to empower women, young kids overall, but at the same time get a chance to empower women, make sure they stay in school or just whatever they have the dream and passion for. Just encourage them and let them know that if, me being a kid from Nigeria, Port Harcourt as a whole, can be here today, and talking about this and doing things like this, that means whatever you put your heart and mind into, you can, your dream will come true. You trust in God and work hard. All right. So thank you, everybody. And, awesome. Thank you again, Mac, for coming through. We're going to have all that information on the link when this podcast comes out. We appreciate you, Mac, for all you've done in the community, and
hopefully you'll come again.
Yes, ma'am. And we got something big coming up. It's a huge announcement coming up. That's on the separate podcast.
All right. You heard it here first. The AMAC Experience. Mac, thank you again. Checking out. And I'll see you guys soon.